got it. I feel like you're really growing up. I feel like you are able to give a lot of sound advice and wisdom to other people based on the bullshit that you've put yourself through or that, you know, life has handed you. I feel like there is a maturity, a growth, a maturation that you need to give yourself credit for. You got this, and it feels important to trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your bodily responses. I don't know why I needed this to get out first, but it did. It needed to come out first. I also feel like there's this surge of productivity, a surge of energy that may be unexpected with Saturn being retrograde. But I feel like you're excited to like set your fucking life up, to set the next decade up, to get really like specific about the end of this specific era for you. Let's get into it. Hey Capricorn, it's your girl JV. Hold on, I gotta tell you a story. So I was like, oh, I'm doing Capricorn. It's their shadow season. Oh yeah, we smoking. And so I went and I took like an accidental, like huge that potentially could have really fucked up my makeup. And there's a lesson in this. Don't put important shit, whatever is important to you, at risk for stupid shit. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes this season. Welcome to summer. Welcome to your shadow season. Cancer is opposite you. So, I mean, fuck it. Y'all destined to learn the hard way anyway, so might as well be hard-headed. Continue. Though I advise you not. I advise you not. You don't need to be hard-headed. The writing's on the wall. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. Patreon is getting everything first for fucking ever. For free shit, check out my Instasham at justj_everything, TikTok at justjeverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, darling, justjeverything.com. Yes. Woo. Be sure to check out the Cancer season astrology video too, because that has all the important astrological dates, but I am going to still put you on game because things are definitely going to get weird when the sun enters Cancer on June 21st. And I don't think things get weird. Things get, like, obvious. Like, things are getting illuminated. Pluto is back. But Pluto is coming back and he's got that Aquarian little dip in him. And you're not getting the same Pluto back. That's the thing. You're not getting the same, the Pluto that's been in your sign for since 2008 for the last 15 years. This ain't that Pluto. I need you to know. So let's shift Pluto's coming back. No, Pluto's coming back. Like Pluto's like coming back. You're on C4 now. Like you haven't met this Pluto now. And so I think he's coming back to start a revolution, to initiate, to spark the revolution at the root. At the root. So stuff is getting uprooted, stuff is getting shifted out of your life. There is a spotlight on emotions, and I would really just from what, just Jay. Your emotions have to become a safe space. You have to get comfortable expressing your emotions. You have to get comfortable listening to your intuition. You have to address whatever this shit with the mom is, with the family, with the roots. You've got to this is a season, an opportunity for some shit to really come full circle, for you to really get to the end of a matter, for you to really offload a lot of the bullshit and a lot of the reasons why I call y'all the Captain Save-A-Ho access. You can offload and learn from a lot if you just let yourself slow down and understand that in Cancer season, this Cancer season 2023, the sun is like hanging out in your gut. The sun is hanging, Capricorn is at the top, Cancer's at the bottom. The sun is hanging out in your fucking root. It's uprooting all of the shit that didn't need to be in your root, that's kept you in survival mode and not had you thriving in the ways that you want to thrive. Because some of you, you're thriving on paper. But behind the curtain, there's confusion. And we can clear that out. We can turn that confusion into a wellspring, into an outpouring. And let me go ahead and get these messages in because spirit is flowing already. So I just want to point out, June 21st, the sun enters your shadow, illuminating all your shit. Your feelings have to be a safe space. And we're no longer sweeping anything under the rug. We're getting to whatever initiates the end, whatever initiates the breaking of the cycle, the breaking of you ignoring your power, the breaking of you ignoring what you know. It's like, why do I do what I do when I know what I know? Capricorn, the rest of us are asking that. Like, the people who like know you are like, whoa, you know better than this. What's going on? You know you're capable of this. What's going on? We're going to find out in your shadow season. So then Mercury enters your shadow. Mercury, the planet of the mind, the planet of communication and relating. So the sun is going to highlight all the shit. Mercury is going to come in and help you articulate it because Mars left, and Mars, like, on his way out, like, lit a match and was like, left. Now everything in your shadow is aflame, and you got to look at all your heaviness. You got to look like your shit is on Jump Street, Capricorn. And Mars, with zero fucks, lit the match. The whole time Mars was in Cancer, he's like moving and like lighter fluid. He's just like, oh, I got to be stuck in these waters? I'm going to turn this shit into lighter fluid. And the whole time he's like getting out. And then on the way out, pow, pow. And now Mercury is going to help you articulate that and put words to it. So there's that to look forward to on July 3rd, the day before Independence Day. With Pluto and Capricorn. Oh, I'm so ready. I've had like popcorn just sitting. I feel like a year's worth of just popcorn, just like, does anybody realize this shit is about to like change? I'll just say that. Does anybody realize that this revolution is being literally televised? So on July 3rd, you have the full moon in Capricorn. Patience over passion, please. You have the full moon in Capricorn in your sign. I'll do a separate video on that, but there's a lot that's being released that's been holding you back, and you're the one doing the releasing. Then on July 17th, we have the full moon in Cancer. Where are the new moons? Why didn't I write the new moon down? Anyway, we have the full moon in Cancer, and that's about like separating from, and there's like an emotional release that's due, and that's the same day that the North Node moves into Aries. So the North Node, our mission, the planet, I guess, they're not technically asteroids. They're the nodes of the moon. Like I think they are asteroids technically. Why am I drawing a blank on that? But the North Node and the South Node, they are in rotation with the moon. Anyway, they're going the North Node is entering Libra. I mean, the North Node is entering Aries, and the South Node is entering Libra. So that me versus we axis is going to get brought up. So there are heavy changes in Cancer season for you. Nothing you're not ready for. Nothing you can't handle. Nothing you haven't been presented and, you know, with handling before. So hydrate, light it if you got. I had to switch cups on that ass. I had to like, hey, because Capricorn, you're gonna be forced to like cool it down. Cool it now. You got to cool it now. You're gonna lose control. You got to cool it down. Got to cool it now. Ooh, watch out. Ooh. I don't even remember who sings that song. Anyway, let's create a safe space. I feel like also for some of you, your ADHD is going to start working for you. You're going to start to see how it helps. How it sets you apart, how it helps you. Like, you're going to start to notice your flow. Yes, thank you for the ability to create a safe space for my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thank you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Cancer season 2023. It's summertime. Let's get it in. Thank you. What I fucking told you. I told you. I'm sorry. Everything has to change. Everything must go. Liquidation, closing sale. Cancer is like, you gonna feel today. You gonna learn how to feel today. There may be something upsetting that's happened. And you're being asked to evaluate the way that you recover. Why do you keep numbing yourself through these changes versus allowing yourself to feel life, to be in like the world, to be, for some of you, this could even be about sobriety. For some of you, this could be like, hey, what's going on? This is also what feels like a warning to me. That doesn't happen often. I feel like those of you who are struggling with like specifically alcohol, if you have noticed that you're drinking a lot, or if you're drinking like multiple nights a week, and driving, this could be like, don't play yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Don't be afraid to call, to leave your fucking car somewhere. It's better that than you get a DUI, or that you get caught with some shit in your car. Or this could be you driving with someone that you don't fuck around. Don't fuck around with Pluto. Don't make Pluto teach you lessons that you don't need to, that you could learn on your own just because of like your own better like judgment and using your own fucking discretion. Don't do that. If you are struggling with alcohol or substance abuse, or if there's something going on with like recovery or rehab, or this could be like people around you, it's just like, don't put yourself in the car with people who don't know how to hand over the keys, or you know what I mean? Or if you don't know how to hand over the keys, or if you don't know how to just call a Lyft or an Uber or whatever, like check yourself before you wreck yourself, before you really, really hurt someone else. That's not for everybody, but for some of you, you need to hear that. And for some of you, this is in regards to someone that you love. Like, there's multiple opportunity. Look at the wings. There's multiple opportunity for expansion. All you have to do is be willing to like take the heads up. Hey, this with the Tower being the first card out, this is like, you think you know, but you have no idea. Your crown is being knocked off. Some of you are operating from a really egotistical place. I don't know why. I'm like, Capricorn, Some of you is like your ego has you has you thinking you're invincible in some sort of way. Or for some of you, I just feel like something has happened. That's not all of you, but it's like for some of you, I just feel like, yo, like it's like, yes, you have earned something. You earned a title or something like that, but don't pride before the fall is all I'll say. So be careful with your pride, with your ego, and how you're using it, how you're throwing it around. I also feel like with the lightning bolt knocking off the crown, there could just be a sudden change, a sudden aha moment. I feel like there is some sort of like a spiritual awakening. There's some sort of awareness in the ways that you've been making houses out of hay. This may involve someone with Aries, Scorpio, or Aquarius placements. This may involve a fire sign, so Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius too, with all the clouds here. But there's something here about a sudden change of mind or a sudden change of plans. How do you respond to sudden? How do you choose faith or do you choose fear? In the face of change, do you tend to like be really pessimistic or start to profess really pessimistic things? You know, there's something about, I feel like, well, Saturn is retrograde. And so there is this reevaluation of your relationship to structure, discipline, time, but it's retrograde in Pisces. So a reevaluation of your spiritual practice, a reevaluation of like your God. Like, what are you worshiping? What are you idolizing? Who do you have on a pedestal? Like, do you understand that you're a spirit having a human experience and your spirit needs to be in the driver's seat? Not your fucking logic and not your emotions. And I just feel like you're behaving in some sort of way that could possibly be dangerous. Or there's some sort of change that needs to be made. And if you're evading the change, it's like let go or be dragged. Either way, you're going to the mountaintop. Either way, Capricorn. And Saturn will absolutely kick your ass the whole way up there. But he doesn't have to if you learn how to surrender. And I feel like that's what Pluto is coming back and bringing. Aquarius is like the star, and the star is about surrendering. And so there is something here about like healing your relationship to your ego, healing your relationship to change, healing your relationship to surrender, especially when it comes to the divine. And surrender to like understanding there are forces greater than you that are at work right now. I don't know why I'm coming so hard for you, Capricorn, but it's just like this is, for a lot of you, this is like a blessing cloaked in crisis. This tower is something that like, it's like you're being dragged out of situations because you didn't listen to your fucking heart, or you didn't listen to your gut, or you didn't listen to your spirit when it told you, yo, you don't belong in this arena, or you don't belong in this environment. This is not for you. I have something better for you. There's something better that's out there. There's something that's more suitable, but there's got to be like this. Apparently you need another ordeal so that it can generate another transformation. And I feel like Mars, because this is Mars hanging out in Cancer, really, I told you, he was every degree that from him entering from Gemini, from 0 degrees Cancer to 29 degrees, he's been leaving fucking lighter fluid. He's been turning your water into your emotional water, because you've been doing this thing where you're like, I don't need my emotions. I don't need to feel this anyway. I don't need this faculty. I don't need to be considerate of other people, or blah, 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 or I don't need these feelings right now. I don't need this subset or this skill set of feelings. So I'm just going to leave this, you know, in the background. And Mars, who falls in Cancer, didn't want to be there. Was like, all right, since you're not doing anything with this. And the match gets lit. 18 minutes in and I have one card. What is happening? All right, for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Cancer season 2023. But I don't want you guys to see the tower. I mean, I know those of you who have been fucking with me for a while, you know that when we see the tower, we don't fear it. It's just change, and shit's gonna change anyway. But it's just like, if you're not initiating the changes that spirit told you to initiate, those hunches, that feeling that you had to like leave or stop or to get out of that situation or to get out of that job or to listen to your logic or to listen to your better knowing, your inner knowing. If you ignore that, then anytime you ignore that, let me just put you on game. Anytime you ignore that, you are literally asking for, welcoming in, and inviting a chaos that you need to redirect you to spirit. And then you're like, oh my God, why is my life so hard? Why does the universe hate me? I'm broken. No, you're not. You just hard-headed as fuck, and you're not listening. And you're not that dense. And I don't know why I'm getting all like huffy with you guys, but this is like Saturn. I feel like this is the Saturn, and this is Mars, actually. And that makes sense. I'm ruled by Mars. But there's something here about, bitch, exactly. Some of your friends have been like tired of you being in this toxic ass cycle or situation. This change may come like by way of your friends. People who are like, bitch, what has been going on? This is you. You were always supposed to be in King of Pentacles mode. What are you doing hanging out with the fucking peasants or the sickly? You know what I mean? And I don't mean, you know what I mean when I say that. And I know that sounds bad. It's like, don't you know who you are? I just feel like Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you have somebody in your life. They may be a fire sign, or they may be a water sign. Aries, Scorpio. No, that's not what that is. Well, yeah, maybe. Aries, Scorpio, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, maybe. People who are like, bitch, what do you, like, sorry, I only call you bitches because I don't know your names individually. It's like you have people or family or friends or coworkers or somebody that's like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be up here. Why are you doing this constantly? And you've been doing this because a lot of this has had to do, and this by I mean like lowering yourself, associating yourself with these people who like have essentially become projects. It's like some of you, it's just like you're trying to hang out with Project Pat, but you are a J. Crew girl. Like, you know what I mean? You're trying to hang out in the hood, and like, it's okay. Like, be honest. You're a golf course girly. You know what I mean? And there's something about like, why are you trying to put yourself in situations that like when you're called to be in another one, and that's not for everybody. I don't know. But there is something here about like, let's look at this. Goodness. There's a huge change. Something comes out, and it has to do with friends. It has to do, and that makes sense because Pluto was in Capricorn and Pluto was in Aquarius. Aquarius is hope, wishes, and friends in higher places. He's bringing back that energy, and he's going to expose you to the fact that it's time for you to mind the company that you fucking keep. It's time for you to stop isolating yourself and get good friends, and stop surrounding yourself with it's like you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's what this just reminded me. I just did this, like, saw this on TikTok, and I did a reaction video to it because this kid was hanging out at a party with his friends, and his friends dared him to eat a fucking slug, and he fucking did it, contracted a parasite, was in a coma for fucking like 8 months, got out, only lived 8 more years, but he lived as basically a fucking vegetable. And it's just like, who are these people that you're calling your friends? What's going on? Capricorn, it's okay. Like, you are the highest octave of Earth. You're supposed to be a bad bougie bitch. And you're supposed to be selective about your energy. You're supposed to be selective about the environment that you're in. I have Mars in Capricorn. Mars, my ruling planet, is exalted because it's in Capricorn. And so I have this thing, and I'm just going to share it with you because I think it makes sense for you guys, where a lot of times, and a lot of people don't like this about me, I don't give a fuck, it works for me. My shit is happy as fuck. We're efficient in accomplishing our goals and dreams around these parts, so something is working. But I look at my life like a brand. My life is my brand. My brand is like my life. This is how I am in the streets. This isn't a performance. I'm not putting on Just Jay. Just Jay it was born out of the fact that half you motherfuckers look at Jillian and say Julian, and it used to really piss me off. So I was like, just Jill. Oh, that's too much. Just Jay. That's where that came from and was born out of. So I understand. I have that thing that you guys should also like understand, where it's just like, it's time for you to identify, like, what do you want to be associated with? You're the 10th house. The 10th house, Capricorn, rules reputation, and it rules deadlines. You know what I mean? It's the 3D fucking world shit that it's like, when you've made it and become more masterful in this 3D kind of reality. And so there is in this 3D reality. And so there is something about like Capricorn, while a lot of us are out here trying to be masterful in the 5th dimension, you realize that you got to be masterful in the fucking dimension you're in before you can go play in La 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 with Esther Hicks. You know what I mean? Like, be here. There's something about like being here now. There's something about like, and I feel like you have people around you, friends that, okay, I like that actually. Hold on, let me make sure that this is how, no. This is how it should be. It's funny because it's a mirror image. So in Gemini season, I feel like there is you showing up as the King of Pentacles. I don't care about your genitalia and how you identify. You are meant to be the King of Pentacles. Duh. From this perspective, because this is the order of the cards, so 1, 2, 3, but from this perspective, the King of Pentacles is looking at the 3 of Cups. So for some of you, you found out you're being cheated in some sort of way. You found out that you're being cheated on. There's a snake in the grass, a liar in your friend group, or some kind of change in your friend group. Finally, good friends coming in. I need to like really focus on, it's like he is focusing on who he surrounds himself with, looking at the friend group. Maybe there's some sort of third party situation or drama or non-consensual third party situations. You know what I mean? And I just feel like you absolutely should be looking at this. You absolutely should be looking at who you're hanging out with, because from my perspective, you're looking at and surrounding yourself with fucking trash. You were in a trash ass work environment or dealing with like trashy, like racist, like weird fucking judgmental people. You're surrounding yourself with people who don't see you for what you are. I feel like some of you have been so caught up in lack and scarcity mentality that you haven't been able to see your own cycles. You haven't been able to see the way that like you do have abandonment issues, or there is something here with Captain Save-A-Ho shit. Why are you always taking the brunt of the storm for somebody who's like wounded or can't do it themselves or blah, blah, blah? It's like, at what point do you keep giving fish, or do you teach a man to fish? Do you keep taking out of your portion, and giving the fish that you caught to everybody else around you. And yes, there's something honorable and beautiful about that, but not to your detriment. Even in every sacred text, there's got to be balance. Absolutely give your shit all you give it away if you don't want it. If it doesn't mean anything to you, absolutely give it away. But if you can't have two masters, you can't be sitting here and like of two minds is what that means. It's time to make a decision. It's time to really evaluate the fact that a lot of you have been in like cat and save a hoe mentality. And you've been really aligning yourself with companies or people or friends or romantic partners that are not on your fucking level. I love you. I'm saying it, but you're doing shit that's not on your level. You're too good for this. Exactly. And it's going to be the fire sign that tells you, or maybe it's someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that tells you this truth or puts this on like Jump Street for you, or who is like the culprit. For some of you, you're dealing with someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements, and they have options, and yes, you're one of them. You need to make sure that you're not allowing yourself to be treated like an option. Final card, final message. I cannot believe how fiery and passionate this came out. Like, I feel like whoever this is from like a Saturnian, like a paternal kind of like love place. I feel it in my solar plexus, and also like coming, like shooting up from my root into my solar plexus, but also from like deeply from my heart. And it's funny, I have all this green on, and it's just like King of Pentacles has flowers and vegetation all over his robe. The micro reflecting the macro, man. Look at that symbolism. Look at that. And I picked this out for you. I picked this shirt out specifically to wear for you, not because I thought at all about the King of Pentacles coming out. Literally, I didn't even think about this. It's funny, this shirt belonged to I want to say a Sagittarius, but a Pisces that I know wore it all the time. And so, because they're a couple. I feel like Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, there is this like huge change, and you're being called to surround yourself with like better quality people. You're being called to change your life, being called to get out of like victim mode, or making excuses for other people, especially if they have Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements, especially if there's just something about getting unentwined. There's something about evaluating, like, why are you always stuck with someone that you're having to like lift up or grow up, help grow, or heal in some sort of way? It's like, when do you allow yourself to be a king or a queen and align with a king or a queen? When do you allow yourself to be an emperor or an empress and align yourself with your emperor and empress? Why are you always out here trying to be a fucking king or a queen, helping out a page or a knight? Pages and knights need to do page and knightly shit so that they can become kings and queens. That's the whole point. Don't be out here enabling these pages and knights and these people who are just perpetually fucked up. Like, there's someone around you is always in fucking crisis, or you are always in crisis, and it's like, no mas. Absolutely no mas. You have been given internally, you've been given externally every opportunity that you need to like, come into your power. And if the divine has to make your shit uncomfortable as fuck, they will do that because they love you that much, and because you have that much greatness inside of you to handle this with ease. This ain't your first tower, baby. What? Come on, please. Final card, final message. And a lot of this like healing, the deep root of this is the fact that you've been evading the fact that you've been surrounding yourself with Stuff that is just not symbiotic. I'm really trying my best not to sound like a fucking asshole. But it is what it is. Even the I Ching, which fucking predates the Bible, talks about superior and inferior influences. And you got to figure out who you rocking with. And in order to do that, you've got to look at it. So you've got to look at what's hurt. You've got to look at the conflict that's happening in your physical body. The conflict, like the debauchery or the damage that you are actively doing to your physical body because it feels good, or because it numbs, or brings some sort of comfort in some sort of way. Saturn in Pisces is the 8 of Cups. You will be getting out of your comfort zone. And you will be forced to look at this. Why do I feel different? Why am I different? Why is my life like this? Oh, you know, why do I feel left out? Whoever left you out in the cold, whoever, like the issues with like religion and church and this, like, your conflict, like the root of the conflict of the black sheep stuff, the root of the conflict within you with the addiction stuff, with the maybe another Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, with your issues with like not being able to prioritize yourself efficiently. Final card, final message, please. Woo! Whoa, whoa, wee, wow! Because you are getting the new tools. I love my work so fucking much. This about made me cry. Hold on. The old crown's getting knocked off because the divine's like, yo, wasn't sufficient for you. I needed to fuck with your knowing. I need to break down your understanding. And if I had to break you down, so be it. Because you gonna learn a motherfucking day that you are capable of wielding the sword of truth. You are capable of wielding intellect. You are capable of wielding emotional intelligence. All you have to do is look at yourself. Look within yourself. Quit attaching yourself to this shit that just binds you versus benefits you. Or blesses you, at least. Why do you keep feeling like this, like it's time to get to the root of why you keep doing this? Whatever that is for you. You need to look at this image, even if you need to Google the 5 of Pentacles. It's time for you to start discerning a bit more of this. What's going on with your issues with self-worth? What's going on with your issues with your physical body, your ability to create a plan and stick to it, your ability to save money, your ability to spend money, you know, efficiently, or spend money on things that you enjoy, like, or if you've been spending your money on things and it's just like, damn, I really should be whatever financial literacy and all that stuff, it's like that stuff is coming in. But for some of you, it's like you're doing work that you hate. You hate this job, but it pays the bills and blah, blah, blah. It's like, are you at least like contributing to having a life that you want in your free time? There's just something shifting with like I feel like you're not needing to quit your job necessarily, but there is something here about shifting your perspective on it, and using what you have to get yourself where you need to be or where you want to be. It's about to be the juiciest motherfucking plunge. I love you so much. I'll see you on Patreon. Patreon.com/justjeverything. Let's get into it.
For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.